The Walther PDP Optics Ready pistol. Let's check it out. We recently did a review on the Walther PDP. This is a replacement to the Walther PPQ, and there are a lot of upgrades that make this a fighting handgun, and that was one of the things that Walther wanted to achieve, and I really think they did. There's a lot of improvements over the PPQ, but one of the big ones is that it's optics ready. Now, we did again a full review of this handgun, but I had misplaced the mounting plate, and so the review was done without the optic. So one of the big things that Walther says is this gun was designed for red dots, designed around shooting red dots. So we're going to take this down to the range, see how it performs with the red dot, see how it naturally fits. The grip is designed that way. And so we're going to check this out and see, what are the advantages of the PDP. And I really appreciate Walther for sending the PDP for this review. Now guys, we're seeing a lot of optics ready striker fire polymer frame pistols. We're seeing a bunch of different models. I've reviewed quite a few and we have more to come because this is beginning to be the biggest rage out there. And being able to carry and getting used to that red dot. Now, one of the things about the PDP was it was designed again around the red dot sight. The grip, the way that you hold it, the way it presents is a very natural point of aim. We're going to look at it a little better in a second. Let's go ahead and drop our magazine, 15+1, check the chamber, and it's empty. And so we're going to go over some of the highlights, but we're not going to go into all the details that we typically go into. If you want to see that, I'll have it annotated right here. You can go straight to the video and watch a lot of the specs. But one of the things about this pistol is there's a lot of upgrades over the original PPQ. You can look, they have really deep serrations, whereas the PPQ has more shallow serrations. The grip is definitely improved, much better texturing than the PPQ, which has really very limited texturing. And the trigger of the PPQ has been known to be one of the best striker fire triggers on the market. And yet the PDP has improved over that. And so those are just a few features, and of course it's red dot compatible or optics ready, which the PPQ is not, and the PDP is going to phase out the PPQ. But of course, first off, we have the optics ready, and one of the things about it, the slide had to be increased some because the PPQ slide is really thin on top. I mean, there's very little room to be able to put a red dot. And so that was important to go ahead and make this what Walther calls a fighting pistol. This is made as a pistol, your go-to pistol. The serrations in the slide are very deep, and these are called super terrain serrations, and they are super deep and easy to grab, and yet they're comfortable. They have all the edges kind of toned down a little bit, but yet enough to get a hold of your hand and be able to bite into it. Yet you still have your red dot, which really makes this easier to be able to draw and pull back. But that is one thing about it is they had to increase the slide. And you can see these serrations actually come out from the slide, and they do so here as well, but you can't see it as pronounced because of the red dot. Now this is one of the Holosun 507Cs. We've done a lot of testing with this. Full reviews coming up. Excellent optic. But let's look at the grip, which to me the PPQ has always suffered with the grip, and yet with the PDP they've just really put in some beautiful texturing that is not abrasive, but yet if you grab it and you reach down, I mean, it really bites into your hand. So it's going to give you much better gripping surface than the PPQ. But the grip has also been reshaped somewhat. I mean, it still has a similar PPQ shape to it, But the way that they designed this lower portion right here, it's going to allow you to get on target faster with your red dot. And to be honest with you, you'll get on faster with your standard sights if you decide not to put a red dot on it. But the way this grip is, and one of the things that they've learned is that when you grip a pistol that's optics ready, is that you tighten down on the pinky. Because typically what happens when you bring up your red dot, it usually, when you first bring it up with most pistols, you'll be high and to the right. And most people are looking for their red dot, but honestly, you need to be looking for your sights, and your sights will line up with the dot if the dot is sighted in. The way this thing grips, it's funny, it just really accentuates your natural point of aim. Now, there's a lot of different grips out there, and you can adapt your natural point of aim. So you may need to adjust your grip somewhat. But one thing that I found with the PDP is it is more natural when I pull this gun up to shoot. The red dot is right there. And we want to thank Fiocchi for sponsoring the ammo, all made in the USA, especially during this time, guys. We really do appreciate Fiocchi. Too bad I don't have my little loader, forgot it, but here we are. Now when you're getting on target, again guys, it's really important to be able to see that dot and it naturally be in place. And that's one of the things about this. It just seems to get right. As soon as I look through here, I see the chevron actually for this. But I can see that dot. Just bring it up, I see it. And so that's going to give you an advantage. You're not going to be looking for it as much. It's going to naturally fit right in the screen when you mount your pistol. Now typically I bring it in like I'm going to shoot it with my regular sights. I don't look for the dot. But with this, I don't have to even worry about it. I bring it up and the dot is right there. So I really think that this grip, the way it's designed, definitely helps you to find that dot. It just seems to line it up with your hand. Now I was firing when I saw the red dot. As soon as I saw the red dot, I fired, which was instantaneously. This is definitely faster than your sights. You don't have to worry about those two planes. I mean, I don't need to really go into the merits of these sights, but if you've never tried it, I highly recommend it. And if you want to make it easier on yourself, I think the PDP is designed just for that. It's a fighting handgun. These serrations, super incredible. The grip, very aggressive, and yet it's not abrasive. It's just really comfortable. Walther always does really excellent with their ergonomics, but now that they've built up this texturing, I mean, it's the best of both worlds. It's difficult to get the red dot in focus, but you can see it. So when I bring it up, I mean, it just naturally comes right into plane. Much easier than your sights, but again, with the PDP, I think it just lines it up in that right spot. Now, one of the great things about the Holosun 507C is it has two modes. It has your regular chevron, which you can't really see it here. It's a little bit blurred. But then you have a circle that goes around it, and that way if you're off anywhere, you'll see the huge circle and you'll know how to find that chevron. And I think that's a great point as well. Also, a lot of the parts are interchangeable with your PPQ. In fact, 17 different parts plus your barrel and magazines are compatible in the PDP, but that is the medium-sized magazines that go into the compact PDP. Your regular 15-round magazines will not go into the full-size PDP, which has a longer slide, longer grip. But for all your PPQ mags, they will fit into the compact model. Now, one thing about the plate system, it's a little bit different than a lot of your optics. They don't include all the plates. You get in touch with Walther, they'll give you a certain number, you call, they'll immediately ship out your plate to fit the optic that you have. The original review, we lost the plate. It was for the RMR, and of course the Holosun 507C fits that footprint. They were gracious enough to send me another plate so we could do this review with the optic, because I felt like it was really important to show the benefits of this grip with the optic. Also, your sights are Glock compatible, and there's a ton of choices out there, so I thought that was a really smart move for Walther. The trigger has been improved over the PPQ. If you want to see the full comparison, you can go to the original review. Again, it's annotated up front, but here we have our regular trigger shoe, and of course it is a safety. It's going to keep you from inadvertently firing the pistol. Very smooth take up. And it's actually shorter. It's a shorter take up and then a really crisp tactile break. The PPQ is known for its excellent trigger. Reset, right there. I mean, it's really close and it's tactile. And then you can bring it right back. The PPQ already had an excellent trigger, and I really feel like the PDP has refined that to even be a better trigger. The manufacturer suggested retail price is $649, so obviously market price, you can typically get it for less. And guys, for an optics ready pistol with all these features, I mean, this is going to be a great gun if you ever need something in a tough situation. So guys, if you're looking for a serious self-defense firearm, a fighting handgun, I think the Walther PDP is close to the top of the list. One of the big things, of course, is this very aggressive texturing. It definitely improves it over the Walther PPQ. The really deep slide serrations. I mean, this really gives you a great surface to grab, especially when your adrenaline's high or possibly, your hands are sweaty, blood, I mean, whatever, it's going to give you that option. And with the sight on top. Definitely that is a big thing, and that's where most of your firearms are going to, are the optics ready pistols. And there's a lot of other features, even the improved trigger, which is amazing considering the PPQ has such a great trigger already. And so just a really good combination if you're looking for that pistol that's going to get you through whatever you're facing. And again, we really appreciate Walther for sending the PDP, but also for sending the replacement mounting plate since I lost the first one. Guys, if you depend on a firearm for self-defense, it's really important that you don't go it alone. I've been a member of the USCCA, or the United States Concealed Carry Association, for over 4 years, and it really gives you peace of mind. The USCCA was founded to help you understand laws and self-defense education. They offer industry-leading training, and to me, one of the most important features is they offer self-defense liability insurance. They have 100% risk-free, money-back, bulletproof guarantee. I'll have an affiliate link down below in the description. And guys, when it comes to a self-defense situation, with USCCA, you have a friend. Be strong, be of good courage. God bless America. Long live the Republic. The features, and after I lost it, I really view on the Walther PDP. This is a now one of the things about drawing your pistol. Now when you're drawing your pistol, now when you're getting on target,